Hello everyone, welcome to Lands Gaming. Hey everybody, welcome back to more SlayerMathis. I'm, the Xenoblade 3, SlayerMathis, me, yes, good words. Last time, we got over here to...
Lance, you're being very diligent.
Last time we got here to Colony 9, took a bath, and this time, we're gonna go and take a nap. Guess what? Now until tomorrow with the rewards from Colony 6. Ooh, fancy. Okay, time to hit the sack, maybe? Sure, let's do it. Rest to max this business. Indeed.
An emergency assembly.
It's the crack of dawn, guys.
Why? No idea. We better take a look.
To get to the assembly point, we got to run through the Pharaonis interior.
I think no one knows that, Lance.
On we go. We should be diligent and get there quickly, even if there is a shiny container over there.
Remind me, what are we lining up for here?
Royal decree from the castle. They say an enemy armored unit's approaching this area. Come on, man. I just got to sleep and everything.
Friend's fault for staying up late.
And whose fault was it I couldn't sleep? I asked you to do the maintenance on my power frame, but you totally messed up my settings.
That probably different frame. Riku is popular guy bun, crushed by weight of fans asking to do favors. Sometimes mix up orders. Man, if configs bamboozle, why not fix by self?
That's why I didn't get any sleep, furball.
I'm here to announce today's mission. You have one target. It's currently on course for the suppression area here. Judging from the mass, it's expected to be large in size. And based on its speed, we estimate it will reach the Alfeto Valley at 0100 hours. Notably, the target's emitting a considerable amount of ether energy. As for your mission, deploy at the canyon by the designated time. Investigate and destroy the source of ether.
Commander, one question.
Go.
About this target. Can we assume it's from Agnes?
We don't know. We haven't been able to confirm, but it seems that they're also gunning for it. This would suggest it should be seen as part of a different enemy force. Combat with Agnian troops in the area is also expected. Details will be sent to your Iris after deployment. Clear? You are to remain vigilant throughout the operation. Dismissed.
Better start preparing to move out too. Now, mate, do you want to go to the commissary, do some equipment shopping? Gotta get him togged out with something a bit more solid, yeah? Make him look squishy. Should be flush with cash since we just got the reward for that Colony Sigma job, right? I'll show you some top-notch accessories. Do worse than take a bit of advice from a battle-worn hard case like Moramba, huh? Cheers, Moramba. Then we go to commissary? Gimble's taking point on distribution around this time, I reckon. Good to know. Alright, let's go and take care of the prep then. Preparing for battle! We get side quests now. Not really a side quest for this one, but the introduction to side quests. New landmark as well. Gold, there's some items that we can only sell.
Let's get ourselves kitted out with some good gear for the road ahead.
Get in there, dude. Hey guys, keeping the hustle alive, I see. Yeah, you could say that. Listen, can we get a bronze temple guard? I want to get Noah kitted out. Sure thing, here you go. Gotta do some shopping. Yeah. Yep, I can know when I was at the shop. If I could be of some help. Nice, nice. Can make our job a bit easier at least. Oh yeah, hurry up and put it on already. I'm on it. Back to the accessories. Woo! We're getting there. We got an accessory already. Whatever. Different options that allow customization. We got accessories. I don't think we can actually do. It's not for a while until we get another slot of equipment opened up to us. But still. Yeah, okay. I do feel a bit tougher already. Wow, that's the mark of a good piece of gear. I'm gonna eventually figure out the forces. Commissary is stacked with useful bits and bulbs like that. You want to stop by every now and then. Anything to get an extra edge in the fight against Agnes, right? Showing consistent results, Culling might be promoted too. Now improve the quality of the equipment on offer here as well. And do our best to help make it happen. Thanks, Mwamba. Alright, so we're all geared up then? To go to the plaza, double time. Yeah. Oh, really? Well, that's a pickle. Hmm? Oh, I know. What's the holdup? I'm going or not? Yeah, sorry, it's just... You look troubled somehow. Ah, Spucks. Your goody two-shoes cap now? Fine. See what's up then. We got more quests! Woo! More quests! Hey, World, something matter? Oh, Noah. It's nothing. I don't want to distract you from the big mission. Maybe it'll help us both in the end. Come on, tell us what's wrong. You're nosy as ever, I see. Thanks, though. You know about that urgent mission issued this morning, I suppose? Came up so suddenly we didn't have time to ready all the resources for the plan. I mean, we literally just finished fighting against Colony Sigma. Pretty frustrating, yeah. Really close. We can pick the stuff easy enough, but there's not enough hands to go around, so I'm not sure I can make up the shortfall. That's all there is to it. I'd be happy to help. It'd be a quick job with more people, right? You would? Really? We've been assigned to the mission, too, so we're going to need those supplies. Well then, thanks. It's a little off my mind. Good thing. What do you need? Here's the rundown. Chewy radishes, 3. Cholesterol's, also 3. Finally, 2 portions of rich fish meat. I've put the request up on a Collectopedia card. Mind double checking that you can see it? Collectopedia card. Got it. The Collectopedia makes its grand return after being gone from Xenoblade 2. We can go into our quests. And over on the very far right, we got the Collectopedia card. What we can see is what we all need, what we will get, and energy that we'll have from it. Right, got memorized. Sorry for the hassle, thank you. Fish meat comes from Coronaxes going around the colony entrance. After the cherry radish and clusterels, I think I remember picking them around there as well. So it's all in the area then. Great, at least we won't have to go far. And with us on the case, we'll get this done well quick. Appreciate it. Once you collect all the items, we'll just pull them up on the Collectopedia card, yeah? Exactly. Once you've registered them here, there, come talk to me again. I'll be here, checking and packaging the goods. Alright, will do. On to a little bit of a collection mission. This is part of one of the things that, obviously, collectibles are used for. Ah, Carrie. No, you're in your 9th term, right? I'm a 9th termer too! I was hoping you could see me off for my homecoming, but that could be tricky with us being the same term. Carrie, what can I say? If I'm still alive to do it, I'll send you off for sure. Thanks, that means a lot. We might as well go and check in with everyone. What up, Fox? How's that power frame maintenance going? Everything up to spec? Yep, I'm a bit underslept now thanks to a certain someone. They shouldn't have let it get in such a state. I hate to admit, but nags will always be the stronger ones. If our power frames aren't kept in tip-top shape, we won't be able to compete on an even footing. I don't really need you telling me that, mush. A little bit more world building there. Okay. This will be wrapped up in about 3 ticks. 3 ticks seems a bit optimistic, mate, but I like you're showing us some heart. Well, I'll tell you about 1 full tick for all the actual fight. Can't bring the heat like that, you've got no chance. Sure thing, mate. We'll take care of God and Noah. You can handle feeding the flame clock. We've got to cop up the commissary and salvage core too. Quick you take him out, the more you can fight, right? Why did we not talk to Kite when you were... Whatever. If this mission is successful, the colony's gonna move up to Iron Rank for sure. Commander's in pretty good spirits at the moment. Hey, a royal decree is a royal decree after all. Don't you guys be dragging your feet now. Yeah, you be careful too, Kite. Don't chase after Victory Star, you end up dead. Death is very casually thrown around in this world, which is a bit morbid. Hey Lance, be sure to take good care of our only officer, won't you? Got it, drawing enemy fire is the defender's job after all. Make sure Uni's looking out for you and not just Noah, yeah? We the defenders still need healing. Yeah, don't worry, we all know what we're doing. We're off to Ilis as well. Our destination for this mission is Alfeto Valley. Still a ways away from here, though. It's a tough trek for Levnis. Sure, your other cylinders are going to last the way. With these new Levnises, we should be just dandy. Exactly why they sent him, I imagine. Gotcha, just kind of a big gun support you expect for a Royal Decreed mission, huh? Again, as the series goes on, I'll get better with my British voices. For my voices for Uni and Langin. No, I'm just kind of doing it mostly normal voice. And for Mwamba as well. Can't forget Mwamba. Love Mwamba. He's a cool dude. Noah, Lance, Uni. I'd advise you to remain vigilant. You're awfully worried about us, Leon. You never sent me down here. No, the Council can't have come all the way to Colony 9 without good reason. I think we've got to assume that this mission is no ordinary one. Maybe you're the one that should be watching your step, mate. You're smart, he has to get you in hot water. Xenon's also a pretty cool dude. He is one of the major characters out in Colony 9, but again, he's not relevant quite yet, because we're still early game. We still, when we return to Colony 9, because obviously we're going to be exploring the world more. Duh. A royal decree from the castle, huh? You've got to see it at all costs then. So bump the rank up to Iron for sure, right? Yeah, it'll be the start of Colony 9's steady march forward. After Iron comes Steel and Silver, and once we get Gold, we'll be the mightiest colony in Kevis. Again, I like world building. There are locations, which you don't see as often compared to other games. Locations are just a little bit of extra experience. No fast travel there. Gemstone and a token notebook. Gemstones are actually pretty important. But, again, that's not something we'll be able to do anything with for a decent chunk of time. Eventually, we'll be able to use gemstones very well, and they will be incredibly important, as I said. But, again, it's not for a little while that they'll be relevant. You also see when there are ladders, you can climb up and down ladders, because they are ladders. Nothing special about them. From the first two Xenoblade games apply, where climbing will instantly disengage enemies. Again, not really useful all the time, because there's not too often we have a climbing spot. A couple more coins, which actually, I double-checked between. There is a few things that are important beyond what I remembered. So it's not a super-duper late amount of time. Honestly, I think one that they have you fight the Pronax is because it's showing off that you can fight in water. Such a good change. I might as well talk about this. Topper screen. Perfect. Top part of the screen will you a few different things of note. Obviously, there is the level, what the enemy's name is, the health bar, the quest enemy will show up there. Sometimes it'll show up if they are using an art of their. A little bit more important and a little bit of interest is that little symbol between the level and the name. That is the classification of enemy. In this case, it is an aquatic enemy. Different types of enemy. We'll eventually get arts that will do certain amounts of effects to just certain types of enemies. You'll have things like, extra damage. It's mostly extra damage, like extra damage to aquatics, extra damage to people from Agnes, like that. So it's good to just keep a note of what things there are there. Again, it's pretty useful to have that, and again, it's another nice change that they made. There's a lot of quality of life changes that they made between 2 and 3. Pick up more coins. Buttets are land enemies. Land is generally what you will see.
Is that what I think it is? Don't trip on your laces, yeah?
Lance, I did say to keep your head screwed on.
We'll attack you right away. If they are sparkling, they are a rare enemy. Rare enemies will just randomly spawn. They are not, I think they might be a little bit stronger, but not noticeably much so compared to normal enemies. And they'll drop a few better things. Higher quality loot. Sometimes I think they'll even drop accessories. All enemies do have a chance to drop accessories, but
Well, they were no match for us.
yeah. They drop rarer stuff is the point. And I think give a little experience as well.
Those chewy radishes and cluster ells should be growing nearby, I reckon.
Then let's snap them up.
You have different types of equipment that you can, different types of collectibles that you'll be able to see just on the field. A bunch of different types of plants. Like there's plants, there's machines, other types of plants.
We've been spotted.
There's a lot of plants that you'll be picking up because you're in nature quite a decent bit. So yeah. Also on the left, we'll be able to see some nice little notation there. First of all is that up arrow. This means that we have our attack up. Uni has an art that will boost up your attack.
Just getting warmed up.
It's not a huge amount, but again, it is a decent bit. Sometimes you'll have a green heart that is regeneration. The blue shield is something that all defenders have. If you're close to a defender, you will take a little bit less damage. So it's a nice little thing to have, but generally you do want to be pretty spaced out. It's nice if you have it, but it's not something you should really be aiming for all too much. So don't worry tremendously much about it. At this point, we still have one more chewy radish to pick up. Item collection stuff, missions can be a little bit annoying, but still. Once you do collect all the items, or just anything with item collection can be a little bit annoying, just in general. But we can go to the Collectopedia, and if we just hold down, that'll remove all of the items from our inventory and give us the reward. Okay, we can't do anything with characters.
We'll have to register the materials we gathered on Rold's Collectopedia card. Let's tell Rold the good news.
It looks like he kind of was going like a crane pose. We still can't do anything with this, can we? Yeah. I could have sworn that being able to change stuff with the characters or switch who you're playing as was a lot sooner than it is, but it's not. That might be coming up after we turn things into Rolled. But still. Really? Huh. I don't know why the... Whatever. It's fine. We have lost a little bit on the flame clock. It's... I think the flame clock from full to empty is like 2 hours. I think of just sitting around doing nothing. Again, it's not really something you have to worry about, like, ever. We got all the things you asked for. Yeah, still the notifications. Thanks a lot. That should be us then. You can arrange the necessary supplies now. Can? Great, then we're glad to have been of service. I'll be sure to repay you after the big op. Should have come back alive, eh? Of course we will. Got a little salute. Oh, little Kavesi salute. Agian and Kavesi is the demonyms. Demonyms? Is that the right word? I don't know. Never used them before, but those Collectopedia cards sure seem nifty. Well, duh. Don't you know what your fellow soldiers need, so everyone can chip in? Give you an example. I'm always on the lookout for fortune clovers, right? They're a right pain to spot. So if I pop a request on my card, someone else might see it and send me one of them if that's a rough idea. So let me get this right. You've got this wicked system in our fingertips, and using them to dig up weeds. It's so dumb. You dare? Oh, I'll fight you. Oh, we got a fight going on. Well, soldiers here. You never know if you'll still be here tomorrow, but still. It's a nice feeling when someone you've met remembers you, thinks about your needs. Yeah, it's a good system. If Ben had the right idea. Bet you've been checking up on your Colony 9 buddies every now and again. Through your iris, huh? Absolutely. Well, just be sure to check up on me as well, alright? Make it a daily ritual. Way ahead of you, Mwamba. Would recommend to make tracks for assembly point about right now. Shoot, you're right. We're assembled by the Colony 9 front gate, right? Let's go as soon as you're ready to decamp. Quest complete! Woo! We get a little bit of extra experience and a little bit of extra SP. Okay, finally I can go into this. Yeah, we might as well do this now. Setting up arts. Arts we customize for each character. And we can also finally, I think, switch between who we are playing as, maybe? Ground beat, they're telling us to go for either air slash or, I think, Shadow Eye. I'll go into each of those later.
We should review our arts and skills every now and again.
Alright. So, even though we're past time, I'll go over all of everyone's skills. Noah is a sword fighter. Sword fighters are one of your most balanced classes in the entire game. They do lean more towards attack, but they are just overall incredibly balanced. They are very good at single target attacks, although having ground beat is pretty good as an AoE. You can also see on the right what the different arts have effects as. There are physical attacks and ether attacks, as we can see right there, as well as healing, set fields, buffs, stuff. There's a bunch of stuff like that. There is obviously what type of effect it is. Power multiplier is how much damage you do. This one, when you cancel, it'll also boost up a little bit, as well as how long it takes to recharge. Again, the sword fighter is a general, overall, good offensive class. Air slash is one of your better abilities because it can do up to 300 times your attack power. So it can do pretty well. Sword Strike is also very nice as a break option. Edge Thrust I don't really use all too much. I mean, it does recharge a lot quicker than Air Slash, but it still isn't fantastic. Ground Beat is a pretty good AoE that does do a decent bit of damage, but does take a little bit. Shadow Eye is a self-buff. You will have your own aggro value, and I believe it will, and it also boosts your attack a little bit. It's pretty good for getting Noah out of danger because he is currently one of your less survivable members. I think Wamba's a little bit less survivable, but he's a ranged guy, so it's fine. Uni is a medic gunner. She is our main healer right now, and she has a couple of decent things with her. The swordsman, sword fighter talent art is Overclock Buster, which will do a lot more damage on dazed enemies. The Medic Gunner is a more offensive-based healer. As we get through the game, of course, we'll unlock more classes, we'll get more things like that, and the healer is, of course, very good at healing, but the Medic Gunner is one of your more offensive healers. And it comes at the exchange of not too much healing power, but they are pretty decent at buffing. Myopic Screen is a good daze from a distance. Group Heal, get this, heals the group, and Power Ring will give you a little bit of attack up in a small field. Healing Ring will also provide some regeneration. You also have Ether Cannon, which is a very strong art that will lower the enemy's accuracy. It does take a little bit of time to recharge. It's pretty slow, but it is also pretty powerful. And then you also have Vortex. Vortex will heal enemies on hit, which is pretty nice actually. And it'll heal you on hitting an enemy for a little bit of based off of your healing rate, which we can see on the left, the different skills. HP is pretty self-explanatory, attack, pretty self-explanatory, healing power is how strong your healing is, because that's different than attack. Dexterity is your likelihood to hit, agility is your likelihood to dodge. Crit rate, block rate, pretty self-explanatory. Block rate will, I believe, eliminate all damage, or at the very least a lot of damage. And then of course the different defenses are, well, how well you defend against certain things. Again, the Medic Gunner as a healer is not the best, but it is a very strong offensive class, weirdly. So you can actually do pretty well with fighting things off and doing a pretty good job of healing. Lance, meanwhile, is our heavy guard. I don't remember the classes off the top of my head. The Heavy Guard is one of the best tanking classes in the entire game. He is, well, just all about tanking, and he's a pretty decent attacker as well. He takes a lot of hits, but he does fight pretty slow. Each attack does take a little bit of time to go in. His talent's art is Mad Taunt, which will really boost up the... it's a taunt, which will force enemies to target you. So it's very nice there, and it's a decent bit of time that goes in. Lands generally will have the aggro regardless, but having Mad Taunt is a pretty good thing as well. Looking at our arts, Bullet Rush is a topple, Crash Out is aggro boost. Pretty much everything that most things that a defender has will boost up aggro in some way. Crash Out's AoE, Uppercut Slash is just a lot more powerful. Variable Turret is one of the more interesting ones. It's not fantastic, but it will block enemy attacks while it is active, and I think it is actually, you can hold it for a pretty long time. And it does take a little while. Solid Stance will reduce your damage dealt and taken by 25%. It's hit or miss. I am not the biggest fan of it, because sometimes dealing damage is also a way to gain aggro, so you can lose out on that a little bit. Mwamba is our Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter is one of the better offensive classes, but the main thing that it has going for it is that it will just hit basically all the time. Hair Trigger is boosting up your crit rate, which is pretty nice. His talent art is Bullet Rush, which will... my mic fell off. Bullet Rush does some pretty guaranteed damage. Basically, it's very hard to block Bullet Rush. It does a lot of damage. It's pretty solid there. Arrow Burst does more damage to Agnes. Rising Blast does more damage from the side. Driving Bullet is an accuracy up so he can hit even more. And Tri-Shot does more damage to machines. So, Mwamba, you gotta really kind of work around his arts depending on who you're about to fight. So in this case, because we are going to be dealing with Agnes soldiers, dealing with some Agnians, I think Arrow Burst is pretty nice to have. We can also do some accuracy up. Yeah, why not? You can boost up his accuracy and do some extra damage to machines. There are also skills for each class, which will also edit things in general. These are generally pretty decent. The first few are pretty normal, but the last one is very much specialized per class. For the Sword Fighter, we have Sharp Eye, which boosts your dexterity by quite a bit. Covert Attack will reduce the aggro from arts by a little bit. Cypher Edge increases your crit rate, and In Spirit will boost your damage by 70% when fighting a unique or boss monster. We'll get into what those are later. Uni has Medical Mind, which basically just gives her a little bit more healing power. It boosts the speed of ally revival. Healers are the only people that can revive someone if they go down. So, always good to have a healer in your party, just in case. Even if you're using alternate means of healing, sometimes having revive is pretty good. There is an accessory that's pretty late game that allows for revival regardless, but still. Using a healing art will generate aggro, and a decent chunk of aggro too. Ninja Healer reduces that. And Eternal Formation increases field effect durations by 35%, really boosting up both her regeneration from Healing Ring as well as Power Ring. The Heavy Guard has Defensive Soul, extra physical defense, Protect You, reduces your... That's the thing around you. I'm pretty sure most defensive classes have that. Aggravator adds aggro every second. It's not huge, but it still is pretty nice. And Tenacious Blocker will boost your block rate by a ton when you're at low health. So, low health strats can actually be pretty good in this game. The Sharpshooter, extra dexterity from Sniper, reduce aggro generated when using art by 50% is really good, considering that covert attack is only 25%. I'll Survive boosts evasion by 25% when you're at low health. And Power Bullet does more damage when you're at high health. You can see there that everything upgrades at rank 10. Mwamba starts out at rank 10, because he's an experienced soldier, so it helps out. He also starts off with a Feather Band, which deals more damage to flying enemies by 50%, yeah. That was a lot of stuff to go through, but with us having gone through all of that, that'll do it for this time, and next time, we'll go and start getting ready to set out from Colony 9. But until then, see you guys later.